On December 9th, 2025, I received a legal demand letter from lawyers representing Congressman Dan Crenshaw.
This is one of those stupid things that I've been dragged through the mud on.
When I saw Shawn Ryan's video go over 125,000 views in the first hour, and Dan Crenshaw, I had to get involved. It's not what he said, but it was the intent, right? Let's take a gander.
They are threatening to sue me for defamation because of comments I made on my podcast about a message that he sent me. They want me to remove content, issue a public apology, and stop talking about him.
Does Dan think that Shawn's going to go, okay, I'll take all the videos down, I'll apologize, I'll kiss the ring? I think he does. I know for those you don't know, Dan's had several outbursts on Twitter, and people have accused him of tipping too many back. Allegedly, right? Of course, I don't want to get sued, Dan.
Let me give you full context so you can judge for yourself. I commented on my show about Congressman Crenshaw throwing an extremely expensive party and the fact that he seems to have become quite wealthy during his time in Congress. I raised questions about how a congressman making $174,000 a year can afford that kind of a lifestyle. These are legitimate questions. And to be honest, I didn't even mention Dan Crenshaw.
They're beyond legitimate questions. We all want to know. Like, how's that math work, that Congress math? I go there for 6 years and we're $30 million. None of us get it. But they're going to sue Shawn Ryan for defamation. The discovery will be fabulous, of course.
I just brought up the fact that he was having Steve Aoki, a major DJ, spin at his party.
And then, let's fast forward a couple years and they got Steve Aoki DJing their 40th birthday party. How does that happen?
I don't have firsthand experience in this. I have often questioned the same thing.
For those of you who don't know, Steve Aoki, huge DJ. I'm sure to have him at the parties, I don't know, hundreds of $1,000s, millions, a lot. More than a congressman making $1.74 after, if you have taxes involved and travel, could pay for, unless.
These are legitimate questions. Multiple news outlets have reported on concerns about congressional insider trading and members of Congress, including Congressman Crenshaw, actively trading stocks while having access to non-public information that affects those very stocks. I'm not the only person asking these questions.
This is all over. Those of you who don't look at Twitter, it's nonstop. Dang, we've seen videos. I'll throw some clips in here. Dan's like, I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, I guess he's not, because the law says, like, Nancy Pelosi, she trades stocks. Dan Crenshaw. Marjorie Taylor Greene, they all do, is what I can tell. That is odd, though, because if you did that and you weren't in Congress, you'd be in jail probably, right?
But apparently, I'm the one that got under Dan's skin. After I made those comments, Congressman Crenshaw sent me an Instagram message.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to publish the actual screenshot so you can see for yourself.
This is where the juice gets in. It's not necessarily what he said. The lawsuit's a problem. But how he said this right here. This is the coup de grace.
Right here. Here's what it says. Hey, Shawn, you have the ability to contact your fellow team guy if you've got a problem with me or have questions about how I'm getting rich. Some of my boys at 6 told me about your indirect swipe at me. From the comment you made, it sounds like you have some beliefs that are based on trendy narratives instead of facts. Now, let me be clear about what I saw when I read that message. A sitting United States congressman who happens to be a former Navy SEAL sent me a message saying, my boys at 6 told me about my criticism of him.
Obviously, SEAL Team 6, right? Guy's flexing like, I got big friends. I got powerful friends. Think Dan Crenshaw at 40 has boys at 6? Probably not. Unless they want to just something from Dan. Does anybody want to hang out with Dan? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So my boys at 6. I mean, this is like a kid who's got dad's car for the weekend. My boys at 6, bro.
My boys at 6. That means SEAL Team 6, Development Group, the most elite special operations unit in the United States military and arguably the world. When I received that message, In the context of me criticizing him, I interpreted it as threatening. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he just meant that some guys he used to work with told him about my comments and he wanted to have a friendly chat. But that's not how it read to me.
That's flexing, but that doesn't surprise you from Dan. It surprises me he tries this with Shawn. Shawn has got a big platform, right? Like if you're going to come after somebody, the Whistle and Diesel guy, he's out in Tennessee. He got busted for tax evasion, allegedly, quote unquote. He's a big platform. Shawn's got a mega platform. So you're going to sue Shawn for defamation when you're a sitting congressman. Does that make sense? That register with you? I don't think it's going to work out well. Tell me the comments. Does Dan win? Who wins on this? Dan, Shawn, go.
And I said so on my podcast. Now, here's a clip of Congressman Dan Crenshaw literally saying if he ever meets Tucker Carlson, he will him.
Have you ever met Tucker?
We've talked a lot. If I ever meet him, he's the worst person.
So I'm just curious, what would you think if Congressman Dan Crenshaw sent you a message saying his boys at 6 after he threatened to kill Tucker Carlson?
I would think he'd been drinking. He's trying to flex on you. It's one thing to say, hey, can you take this one down or be easy on me? It's another thing to sue the guy. And then on top of suing him, send him an Instagram message, which you know he's going to screenshot and say, I'm always at 6. Come on, man.
Now his lawyers are claiming that my interpretation of his message is defamation. They say I accused him of threatening me with assault, which is a crime, and that I need to publicly apologize and remove the content from my show. Here's my response. No. I'm publishing their full demand letter along with my lawyer's response so that you can read both and decide for yourself whether my interpretation was unreasonable.
Whoa.
This isn't really about whether I misunderstood a message. This is about whether a sitting member of Congress can use the threat of an expensive litigation to silence criticism.
100%. I think the answer is we all kind of assume they can. Now, it's not right. I keep my mouth shut, allegedly. But you wouldn't think they go after Shawn. It's like in the Tennessee went after Whistle and Diesel. It's just a bad look, right? Go after somebody maybe in a lower tier. You try to give them something, a little extra sugar to shut them up. But instead, like flex on Shawn, who's got huge power. I mean, I would say he's more powerful than Dan. Am I wrong here? I don't get it. Is Dan, one of these numbers? I know that's alleged, but let's just keep going.
I asked questions about Congressman Crenshaw's wealth. Those questions are fair game. He is a public official. He makes decisions that affect all of us. He trades stocks while having access to classified and non-public information. The public has a right to ask how he's getting rich while he's in office.
They just keep doing it, though. We ask that, and they never vote to change that. I'm going to link below to Shawn's full video. He's not giving up. That's the bottom line here. Who wins? I'm going on Shawn, Team Shawn. How much could we take just watching people come into Congress, leave, come in there with negative 10,000, leave with negative 50? You got Omar, AOC, Marjorie Taylor, all of them, Trey Gowdy. Both sides do it. But the threat, usually try to work a deal. Instead, you want to threaten Shawn. Bad call. I think it's a loser position, but what do I know?